In this chapter, we are going to cover a very important feature of Einstein analytics, very important capability, which is actions, which brings actionable insights or actionable data to a whole different new level specifically for Salesforce users. We are going to go over the exercise to enable actions at the dataset level. So this is very important to note down that it is at a dataset level. It's part of building or creating datasets. After you create the dataset and you've already went through the fields to configure the labels and the formats you want, an additional exercise is to go back to that dataset, whether you ask the end users or you figure it out from the requirements, but figure out the fields that if the users see in a dashboard. So for example, if I'm looking at this dashboard, and the users decide or ask or say it is powerful to have a drop-down next to account name. So anytime I see an account name, I want to see a drop-down. Right now, there's no drop-down right here. Or the opportunity name. Again, there's no drop-down right here. But I want to be able to take an action. I want to be able to open directly the account. I am in my insights, my analytics. I see something. I want to take an action on it. I want to go to that account or go to that opportunity. Or even take a quick action right here. So how do we enable these actions in Einstein Analytics? Remember, this dashboard uses op owner account. So we are going to go back to that data set. And we are going to scroll down, op owner account. And from the drop down, we are going to edit that data set. So once you hit edit, you will be in the edit mode. Now notice a couple of things. There's the API name. The label can have spaces. The API name does not. Created, the source, it's a recipe result, where it's sitting, the metadata file, which we will talk about later, pretty much includes those fields changes you've done, where it's used, security, and so on. Now one button is right here, configure actions, this gear icon right here. You can click on configure actions to configure actions for this data set. That means anywhere a lens or a dashboard uses a field from this data set that you've enabled configure actions on, it will be available for the end users. So you do it once, again, at the end process of creating data sets, after fields, for example, you figure out the fields you want to enable action for, you come here, edit, and configure actions. Let's take the first use case, for example. Anytime I see opportunity name, I want to be able to go to that opportunity or take a quick action that's available on that object, that opportunity. Now, the way you fill the fields on the right is as follows. In my data set, I have name. In my data set, I have opportunity ID and account ID and user ID, this data set. Which object I want to go to? It's opportunity object. That means in my data set, I better have the ID of that object, which is opportunity. And in the record ID field, I use the opportunity ID field that I have in my data set. So in my data set, I have opportunity ID. So I choose record ID field, opportunity ID. That means when I see name, I'm going to go to the opportunity by just specifying this here, opportunity. Now, one opportunity leads to one opportunity. There's no one too many. And that's why display fields in this case is not really meaningful, but let's just say name. I want to display the name of the opportunity in case I get the pop-up window, just in case. And what actions I want? I'm going to open the Salesforce record. I have other options, Salesforce record, multiple orgs, or even URL with dynamic values here, but I'm just going to say Salesforce record. Also perform Salesforce actions. So all actions, or you can choose some of the quick actions available on that record or that object. I'm going to choose all actions or even custom global actions. So for opportunity name, I am enabling that action to go to that opportunity or take a quick action on that opportunity. I'm not going to hit save yet because I'm not done. I still have one more field. I want also to enable actions for account name. So I am going to select account name. Now I can go over this exercise the same way. Account name leads to account name and open account name, but I want to spice things up a little bit more. So I want from the account name to go actually to the opportunities of that account. So again, the same argument. Which object I'm trying to go to? It's opportunity. So the record ID field should be the ID of the object I'm trying to go to, the ID that's in my data set. And again, it is opportunity ID. And in this case, because one account can lead to multiple opportunities, I really need display fields to help guide me where I'm going. So I'm going to display actually 3 fields: account name, opportunity name, and who owns it. Then I'm going to select the same thing: open Salesforce record, perform Salesforce actions, all actions. I'm going to hit save, because that's it. Those are the 2 fields. And all I have to do is just close the data set, refresh, so that my changes get picked up. So the same dashboard now, because it's using that same data set. In preview mode, now I have a new option. Under Butler right here, I can go open the record, go directly to that opportunity, or I can take a quick action. Let's say I want to new case or new event, for example. So those are immediately available in my dashboard. And remember, this was clicks. We accomplished this pretty much within less than 5 minutes. This is very, very powerful. Else you would have needed a complete implementation project, probably SDK involved, etc., etc. So these are the actions we talk about. And one more thing, let's look at the accounts. So the accounts also have that availability. So for Thomas, again, I can open the record, and that record is going to take me, there's probably one opportunity only for Thomas. That's why I didn't get the display menu. So there's one opportunity. So from that account, I went to Wood 9. If I scroll down, look at Gibson 62. This account has 2 opportunities. That's why the display is important. And now I can pick which opportunity I want to go to. So I picked one. I'm going to that particular opportunity. And that's how you configure actions. This is very important. It's a very easy exercise. Always recommended at the end of the creating data set cycle, please enable configure actions. It's very powerful for your end users. And this is one of those features that really, if you're not using it, you're not leveraging the full extent of the license you are using, especially the Analytics EA license.